So it's actually been 1 year to the day since we picked up this 2017 Audi RS3. And I thought I should really make a video basically talking about what it's like to live with these cars for anyone who's considering picking one up as well. Now, I always enjoy watching these types of videos before looking at cars, so I'm going to try and explain what it's been like for us, how much it's cost us to run and maintain, and whether we're still liking the car and recommend it as much as we did when we first picked it up. So with that said, let's get right into the video. Okay, so yeah, 1 year ago, we did a road trip from Brisbane to Sydney to pick up this car. This was Letitia's ultimate dream upgrade from her Evo 10. She decided, rather than having two cars, she had a fairly modern, newish Mazda CX-5 and the Evo 10. Rather than having one car as a daily, one car as a weekender, which wasn't getting used as much as she liked, she decided to go all in and get her sort of dream daily driver. So that's what we did. We traded in the CX-5, we bought the RS3 and we drove it home. And straight away we started modifying it, even though we kind of thought we wouldn't be doing much. We ended up doing a few more mods, even though the car already had some modifications done to it. So yeah, we picked it up with an Eventuri Intake, a stage 1 flash tune, had a set of 19-inch wheels, as well as the carbon fibre steering wheel and the sort of splitter kit you can see on the front and sides. We ended up doing the rear one. As soon as we got home, Letitia actually ordered that part to match the rest of the kit. But yeah, that was sort of it. We're going to leave it. Obviously, we're going to change the wheels because Letitia really likes to change the wheels on her cars and make it her own. But other than that, as you can see, the car looks great. It was pretty fast. Like, it was right up there for just an intake and a tune. But she decided she wanted to do some more mods. So we've since then, obviously, if you have seen the videos, done a front main intercooler, a downpipe, a flex fuel kit, injectors, running on E85 and all that sort of stuff. So it's obviously a lot faster than what it was and is kind of a weapon now for what it is with a few mods. So for the last year, that's what it's been. It's been daily driven, it's got the mods done, it's been serviced and maintained. So I'll sort of talk about what it's been like cost-wise to live with. Now, insurance and rego and all that stuff, it's a 5-cylinder, so in Queensland you pay more compared to a 4-cylinder for rego. It's not much, but it's a little bit more. Other states I don't think are like that. In other countries I'm sure are different if you're watching from overseas. We're in Australia, so everything's going to be a little bit different. But insurance, it's going to be a little bit more than an Evo that we had because it is a more expensive car after all, but not too bad really. So that's just kind of general costs that you're going to have to factor in. Everyone's going to be different for, but the actual servicing costs and parts, braking and things like that. So we haven't really had anything break. When we were getting the car tuned, we asked them to do a full check over of the car. So we wanted this to be perfect condition before they put a whole bunch more power through it. They ended up finding a few little things, fixing them, little leaks and stuff like that in the wastegate lines, and yeah, just little things that they sort of fixed. We put new coil packs in it, we put new spark plugs in it, and obviously we've got new injectors. So those parts were getting replaced anyway. If you had to do those just as maintenance, then I didn't really factor in that cost, but obviously spark plugs, not going to be too much. The coil packs, if you need them. I'll put links, I'll put costs down in the description as well for some of those things, but the main things that we had to actually get done or wanted to get done were engine, gearbox, and Haldex servicing. So we got all the fluids changed, we got everything checked over, and we wanted to know if the fluids in the car looked really old. Is it a car that's been looked after? And luckily, Tarmac Engineering, who did all the work and did the servicing on the car, confirmed that fluids look pretty good. They were about ready to be changed, so it wasn't too bad we're getting it done, but always be on the safe side. So we got those three: the engine oil, the DSG, and the Haldex service. We got all that done, and that was $1,100. So the engine oil, we're now doing every 5,000 kilometers, which I think everyone should do, but especially if you're on E85. So every 5,000 kilometers, you need, I think it's like a bit over 7 liters of engine oil. We use liquid moly. I'll put in the description what we use and everything. But you're looking at, probably $160 worth of engine oil every 5,000 kilometers. You filter $20 to $30. So factor in $200 if you're doing it yourself, $300 to $400 if you're paying someone else to do your engine oil, and that's every 5,000 kilometers. that's pretty normal, really. That's not anything different to the Evos. A little bit more engine oil used in this car, obviously, but you can't expect to get away with it much cheaper. It's just something you have to do for any car. For the DSG, I was actually really surprised because it's actually as cheap or cheaper than the gearbox in my Evo, in Letitia's old Evo, which is also a dual clutch gearbox. Those you're looking at anywhere from $400 to $800. Pretty much the same for this, depending where you go. But the fluid isn't too expensive, it's easily available, and the filters as well, you can pick those up. There's many stores like websites that specialize in Audi parts. For the DSG as well, same thing, a few $100s, just like the Evo really. So I don't really find it much different to a Japanese car in those ways. Now where it will be different is if parts break, obviously, but yeah, fingers crossed you don't have that, because we haven't had that at the Evo either. But you know, there's always upgrade parts as well. That's why people end up doing bigger turbos or things like that. As parts go, they'll upgrade them. Same in basically every sort of modified car. But we haven't had to do any of those, and we plan on keeping this car stock turbo. We don't really think it needs a bigger turbo. It is plenty fast with the stock turbo on E85. So yeah, we've now done our first gearbox and Haldex service, and it's, you know, something we'll do every 2 years, I'd say. So at the same time, we'll probably get them to do an engine oil. So if we factor in $1,100 every second year, third year, depending on how many Ks you're doing in the car, because they say let's do it every 30,000 is about when you want to do those. So every 2 years, I think, is a safe way of looking at that. Otherwise, you might have consumables as well, like your brake pads and rotors. Those are a lot more expensive for the RS3. So we got lucky with this car. It already had upgraded two-piece slotted front and rear rotors, and the brake pads done at the same time. So we're pretty good for brakes for a while. They're very, very good. Great stopping power, but we did look at some that didn't have the upgraded brake rotors already done, and it was going to be a pretty expensive thing to do, but it's something you'll do once every few years. It's not going to be something that's going to be an absolute killer that you'll, out of nowhere your brakes are gone. You'll know that it's coming up to time to replace them, so you start factoring that in. But if you're looking at one of these, a recommendation I'll definitely have is find one that's already had the brakes done and save yourself a few $1,000s. Obviously find one that's had the other servicing and stuff done, but if it's got upgraded brake rotors, you're going to assume the car's been looked after and been modified and maintained as needed, because some of the cars we looked at with higher kilometers than this one didn't have those done. So we knew purchasing that car straight away we needed to factor in doing the brakes. So yeah, that's what it's basically cost us to run and maintain. It's been like really, really good to us. It's good on fuel. We've taken it away on a road trip, as well as we did the road trip when we first picked it up, but took it away on a road trip while on E85. It did really well. It's kind of surprising how good on fuel this car can be if you just sit in 7th gear, put the adaptive cruise control on, and just cruise. And that kind of leads me to the next part of the video that I want to talk about, what it's like living with the tech, with the usability and everything, because obviously we know it's a fast car when you want it to be, but what about when you just want to use it as just a cruiser? Is it comfy? Is it usable? Is it good on fuel? Do you have a big enough boot to go away for a weekend if need be? And as you can see, hopefully, the boot in this is pretty big. You can fold down the seats, you've got your little shopping bag hook. Very usable car. So we took it away for Christmas and it was great on fuel. It was very, very comfortable. The interior in this, so it's got all the, as you'd expect, as you reach for the door handle, the car's going to unlock. You jump in. Hopefully my camera can deal with going from this brightness to the dark interior. You jump in, you've got engine stop start. Obviously we've got on the steering wheel here, but it doesn't come with that standard, but you've got it over there next to the shifter. You've got very comfy seats. They're not the most supportive seat. Like, they could, bolstering here is okay. The bolstering's not great. They're a softer seat. They're more designed for comfort, I think, than like being in the mountains and really throwing the car, or at a racetrack or something, like throwing into corners. But they're perfectly fine. They're very, very comfortable. Now, they're not electric. They are manual adjustable seats, but that's not really the end of the world to me. Interior is just super nice. You've got your, I don't have the key close enough. There we go. So you've got your obviously digital display. The screen pops up there with CarPlay. It's got the adaptive cruise control, like I said, which is fantastic. Absolutely love using that. It has everything you really need. Good sound system, obviously aircon and reverse camera, the sort of modern things you'd expect in a car. It's not the most luxury. The CX-5 that we traded in had surprisingly more features than this. It had heated and cooled seats. This just has heated. It had, 360 camera and a few things that this car doesn't have, but this is more, it's got everything you need as well as being super fast. So yeah, I think anyone who gets into this car and spends a bit of time in it is going to find it extremely comfy. Now I do have my camera in the back, but back seat, very comfortable, very usable. You've got, seats will fold down, and you've also got cup holders and armrests for the back. It is just a very usable, comfortable car if your plan is to daily drive this. Come around to the engine bay and give you guys a quick look at that as well. Obviously you can see this one does have the really nice carbon fibre Eventuri intake, but otherwise engine bay isn't anything crazy to look at. It is just functional. Everything looks nice. The car has overall been, like I said, really, really good to us. So basically it leads me to the end of the video. The last sort of big question that I guess I would want to know answered if I was looking at buying one of these. Do I still recommend it? And I guess because it's mainly Letitia's car, obviously, she's the one who had been using it as her daily to commute it every day. What's it like to live with? Now, cold starts, she starts early in the morning. The thing starts up great on E85. It's very, very loud, but it starts up. It's fine to drive. It's not clunky as it warms up and everything. It's ready to go basically as soon as you start it and give it the 30 or so seconds of idling before she starts reversing out the garage. Gets onto the motorway. She uses it in comfort mode as it's warming up as she's going to work. It's completely fine, and she usually gets to a sort of fun stretch of road in her commute where she will put into the dynamic mode, have a bit of fun into it, and then parks up at work. It's obviously got the sunroof and everything you can see popped up there, so very comfortable and usable to live with. Now, if you probably following the car, you may have known it was actually for sale briefly. So Letitia decided at one point she didn't like how she was just using the car as just a commuter. She was sort of wasting its potential, and she was just driving up and down the motorway. She felt like she needed something more suitable again as a daily and more of a fun car. And because this was such an expensive car, we didn't really want to get another CX-5 or something, another $20,000, $30,000 daily for her that's going to sit outside, because this is going to be in the garage. So she briefly put it up for sale, had a bit of a think about it, decided no, she really likes the car and she wants to keep it. Instead, we bought her a cheap little runaround daily that she can use. We don't have to worry about, one of the drawbacks of driving a car like this daily is it's a low car, it's a loud car, it draws attention, but getting into driveways and speed bumps and stuff like that can be a bit of a hassle. She sometimes has to go to different areas for her work, and she always has to sort of stress about, is the car going to be okay there? Will it make it into the driveway? Will I get someone door dint me? So it's now being tucked away and used as just like a more special car again, which it's a great daily, don't get me wrong, but it's also great for that as well. A lot of people daily these and have done since they were new, and that's what she bought it with the intention of doing, but it's now moved more in towards a sort of weekend fun car instead, which makes a lot of sense as well. So in saying that, yeah, we did put the car up for sale briefly. She changed her mind, luckily, because I really didn't want her to sell it. I absolutely love this car. So do we still recommend it? Yes, it is for the money. The sounds you get, the tech and the comfort you get, the tunability. I don't really know what else you would get other than this in this sort of price range. It's a perfect step up from the Evo 10, and it has just been a great car overall to own. It's a lot of fun. I really like driving it, making videos on it. Are we going to do a whole lot of more mods to it? Probably not. It's just perfect. I don't think it needs much. It's sort of car where you can just drive it and enjoy it. With a couple of mods, it unleashes a totally different type of car from what it was, and yeah, I highly recommend them. So definitely test drive one. You might not like it as much as we do. The steering can be a little bit dull compared to something really razor sharp like an Evo, but if you're expecting 9 out of 10 in basically every category, this is the car for you. It is 10 out of 10 in sound, I'd say, and everywhere else it is just fantastic. So yeah, I'm still saying 100% recommend these. Anyone who's going to enjoy driving one of these, anyone's going to enjoy driving behind one of these too, because the sound it makes is just incredible. So yeah, I guess that is my 1 year owner's review. If you have any more questions, let me know. I kind of just did this video on the fly because I realized it's been 1 year since we bought the car, so I should probably do like a video talking about that. But yeah, if you have any more questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer those. I will put some of the info in the description, like how much it costs for the genuine coil packs, the engine oil we use, and stuff like that. But yeah, that'll be down in the description. Feel free to leave a like on the video and a comment, and subscribe if you're not already, because we're gonna have plenty more content on this car. Still loving making videos on it, like I said. Plenty more on the Evo still as well. So yeah, feel free to subscribe. Just hit 15,000 subscribers on the channel, which is absolutely crazy. Thanks so much to everyone who has supported the channel. It's just a fun hobby for me. I like making these videos, talking about the cars, showing the cars, driving the cars. Why not film them? And yeah, it's been great. So yeah, with that said, I'm gonna end it there, and I'll see you guys in the next video.